I want to start off with a joke. Now, if you remember when Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, I was 69. I was actually 12 and 69. 11 or 12, somewhere in there. And anyway, after he did his one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, he goes, "Good luck, Mr. Gorski." And then Perdiccla asked him, who is Mr. Gorski? He wouldn't tell him. And then finally, years and years later, he said, "Okay, they're both gone now. I can tell you." Well, they thought it was a cosmonaut, but it wasn't. Turned out to be, when Neil was a small boy, he was playing baseball, in the street outside outside his house. He could hear Mrs. Gorski, his neighbors, the Gorskis, arguing with each other. Mrs. Gorski goes, "Sex, you want sex? I'll give you sex when that neighbor kid walks on the moon." Well, I thought it was funny. Now, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you something. I've got a handful of these stories, and I'm going to think of them and post them here. Now, there was a dryer circuit that I was working on. This was for a beauty salon. Now, let me explain how the dryers work. They're the common ones are 240 volt, but they deliberately put a 120 volt motor in there, so you can actually wire them up on 120 and make them heat. They take a long time to dry, but they will work on 120 volts. But it requires a solid neutral. Now, some electrician had wired this up. It wasn't me. Initially, some other guy had come in there and wired this up. He'd wired, just two pieces of number 10 wire for a 30 amp circuit for a dryer. But it was in conduit, and he used a conduit for the ground, and the ground turned out to be the neutral. It was carrying current through there, and this wire kept melting at a specific spot as far as set screw went in for the conduit. I'd got in and replaced the wire twice before I figured out there's no neutral in it. So I went ahead and pulled all the wire out and then just put it back in there with, I think I just used all brand new wire. I pulled the neutral in there. And those circuits, you're supposed to pull, not only the neutral, but an actual ground wire in case the conduit does become separated. And most people probably ain't going to understand it. There's got to be a handful of people here that might. Now, the next story, I was working on these little meat display cases. They open up the back, meat, cheese. It's camp at 30. I guess you could put pop in there. Anything you want to keep at 35 degrees. Now, it's got a glass front on it. It's a sloped glass front. You don't see this much anymore. They're more antiques. The newer stuff is completely different. But anyway, this is the years old. This is probably 35, 40 years ago when this happened. But I was in there replacing an expansion valve on this unit, and I heard some woman scream, and I put my head back out, and she looked at me. She says, all I can see is your head in there. I thought there was a severed human head inside that case, so that's why I screamed. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Next thing, I wonder what having sex with a true Karen. You know what I mean by a Karen. Having sex with a true Karen would be like. She goes, "I didn't enjoy that. That was awful. You're just going to have to do that again. You just got to keep doing it till you please me." No, I got whatever, chick. Let me know what you like, though. You got to let me know what you like, so I'll do it, and then I'll please you. Last thing, I'm going to talk about Viagra. Now, people talk about hard times. The people that make Viagra are looking forward to hard times. I thought it was funny. Love you all. Let's love this crazy world. Let's think up jokes that I find funny that other people probably won't. Maybe it's in your laughing your head off at something I said. Okay, bye-bye.